Into the Fold is a podcast on mental health issues, produced by the Hogg Foundation for Mental Health. I'm your host, Ike Evans.
I'm looking around at these circumstances that, when I was a kid, I've been working on this since I was a kid. Okay. When I was a kid growing up, I was like, for my kids, like this, and this, like this cannot be what they live with. And I've been putting in that work. I've been going to therapy. I've been, taking a lot of measures. Sometimes I trial and error, and then, taking what works and building on that to make sure that I deal with my stuff instead of kind of putting it on my children. And now I need everyone, but it takes a village. So I need everyone in their lives to be doing that work in order to succeed. Like it's a team sport, breaking the cycle of intergenerational trauma. I think a lot of people, they feel very alone in that, but I think culturally something I have to draw on is that sense of community that, growing up, I know a lot of, people, like white people, like in my life right now, who, they don't want to ask for help. They won't even give, they find it very gauche, for example, to even give money as a gift at weddings, right? In my culture, it's not that way, but also just the way I grew up in America. In my neighborhoods, we kind of had a sense of course, everything's rigged against you. So if you try to go at it alone, you're just a schmuck, right? Yeah. Like there is only kind of community, only collective power, only, being on the same team will overcome these kinds of societal obstacles that we have. When I testify at city council or something, I just say, I'm just an Asian mom about town. That's really, but no, podcaster sounds much more important. So yeah, I am an Asian mom about town. But I am also a Vietnamese American writer, activist, and comedian here in Austin, Texas. As a storyteller, how I think you and I connected as a storyteller, I've been working on narrative change in the civil rights kind of arena for most of my life, trying to undo these stories that society kind of uses as an excuse to oppress people. But this year, like you mentioned, I'm kind of shifting to cultural change with the show I've got coming out from Spotify Studios on June 10th. It's called FOGO, Fear of Going Outside, which is a nature show by the most reluctant host ever, which I know that's not saying much because most shows are hosted by reckless white men. What lifts me up? Other artists of color. That's why I'm in here. Yeah. being with other art people who are just boldly telling their stories, and then you see they're still standing. Like you pay a price. Certainly, you pay a price for speaking up or not code switching. You pay a price, but it's a bearable. You see other people, and not only is it a bearable price, but then they're all helping each other to share that burden. That it does feel lighter when you feel like you can fly. What I want people like you and me to realize in any kind of domain in our life is that you're in a society that tells you you're not enough, you're missing this, you're missing that, you don't have the right shoes, you don't have the right voice, you don't have the right face, you don't speak the language the way that you need to or whatever. You need to code switch, you need to change all these things about yourself in order to fit in these spaces, or you're not going to be prepared for them. But actually, you've always been enough. Yeah. In any space that you were, more than enough, and that you can kind of make equally valid ways of being in any of these spaces.